What's up, guys? It's Eric from Rare Candy, and welcome back to our Myrtle Beach, South Carolina Elite Cup coverage that we've been having for you. So here we actually have the finals match. We did post the top 8 and top 4 matches as well, so if you want to see those, I'll be sure to put a link to that. But yeah, so here we do have Corey Miesemer and Alex Truong all the way here in the finals. So Corey's going to be on the left. He's going to be playing a Mega Mewtwo, Garbodor, Espeon GX. Kind of, the normal Mega Mewtwo deck that's been popular currently. And then Alex is going to be playing a Vespiquen variant on the right. But he's going to be playing Vespiquen along with Zoroark, Klefki, and actually the evolutions from Ancient Origins as well. So we'll have to see what happens here. I think this matchup hinges on a few things. I think Espeon could be big and Garbodor could be big here. Just because Garbodor can shut off Klefki and Espeon can actually pick off a lot of these low HP basics that Alex runs. So here he's going to Ultra Ball, getting rid of a Vespiquen and Lysander. Probably grab a Shaman. Yep, that looks about right. So if you guys are unfamiliar with Vespiquen, kind of the goal of it, you put as much Pokemon in the discard as possible because Vespiquen does 20 plus 10 more for every Pokemon in your discard. So Alex is playing these Acrobikes. He gets to look at the top 2 cards of his deck. He discards 1 card and keeps the other. So he's going to Ultra Ball here, getting rid of a Sycamore and a Special Charge. So he is having to discard some cards he probably doesn't want to. He had to get rid of a double colorless energy already. He has to get rid of a Special Charge. That's his only way of getting back his double colorless energies. I think he does play 1 more though. Okay, he's going to bench a Mew EX, which actually could be a big card here as well. And let's see, he does have a Combi hit the board there. He does have double colorless energy in hand. Looks like he's just going to opt to pass though. He probably wants to save the double colorless just because he doesn't know where he wants to commit to, attaching it just yet. So it looks like Corey's having a decent first turn here. He has his Hoopa EX, which is always what you want to see on the first turn when you're Mewtwo. You get to grab 3 EX Pokemon out of your deck. So he's going to grab the 2 Mewtwo's, bench Shaman. He just needs to be careful to leave a bench spot open for a Garbodor or an Espeon GX. He's going to Trainer's Mail yet again. Does have Perilous City. I don't know if I like the idea of grabbing that though. Or I don't like the idea of putting the blue side towards Alex, I'll say that. Because not only will it allow him to get rid of his Shamans, but it'll reduce, but it would also add more damage to Vespiquen's attack too. Okay, so he's just going to take a knockout here with Mewtwo. It's Shatter Shot attack for a Psychic, does 30 times the number of energy attached to it, and since Unknown was weak to Psychic, it did knock it out. Here Alex is going to grab a Zoroark off of this Ultra Ball, and this is actually going to be really problematic for Corey because this Mew EX gets to copy the attacks of any Pokemon in play, and it's going to probably copy Zoroark's attack. It does 10 plus 30 for every bench Pokemon your opponent has. So if you look at Corey's board, Zoroark would normally swing for 130 damage, but because Mew EX is Psychic type, he'll actually just be able to knock out this Mewtwo in 1 shot. So this is kind of problematic, I think, here. So I think Corey definitely needs to either knock this Mew out or really get Garbodor set up quickly. Okay, so here's just going to promote the Hoopa. He has a Floatstone on it. Okay, he has Ultra Ball, so that means he will be able to get a Mega Mewtwo to knock out this Mew. So even though Corey is, definitely having to play a little bit more defensively right now, he's on, Alex is just kind of knocking at his door with this Mew. He can still, like I said, just take a return knockout, so I think he still has time to recover from that knockout. And his hand, it didn't look too great from what I could see, but here he's just going to take a knockout, which I think is fine. I don't think this Mega Mewtwo is in danger of being knocked out this turn. Okay, here Alex is going to attach this Klefki to his Zoroark, and Klefki is a cool Pokemon, has this ability called Wonderlock. If Klefki is on your bench, you can attach it to one of your Pokemon as a tool card, and it prevents the damage from Megas done to it. So it's really good because he can attack with this Zoroark to do some damage, and then Corey's Mega Mewtwo's won't be able to actually attack the Zoroark back either. And here Alex is going to end, putting Corey down to only 3 cards. His deck isn't thinned out too much, so hopefully he draws into something decent. Okay, he does have a Vespiquen, so he will be able to draw cards on his turn, which is always good. And here Zoroark's just going to do 100 damage. Okay, so let's see. He is going to just Sycamore here. Curious he did not attach the double colorless energy though. It's the only thing I'm a little confused by. But he is going to get a Trubbish for the Float Stone down, that's good. He's going to attach for turn and retreat to this Hoopa and then just pass. I like that play. Klefki gets discarded, but Zoroark will not be able to knock out this Hoopa in one hit. And Hoopa does have a Float Stone, so it could just retreat on Corey's next turn. I'm not sure how many Pokemon are in the discard pile, but potentially Alex could get a knockout here with Vespiquen. But here he's just going to Lysander, and it looks like he's going to take a knockout. Well, it looks like there's a dispute over what Pokemon he wanted, but here he's just going to knock out the Shaman, going down to 2 prize cards. Okay, and this is actually a pretty decent turn right now for Corey. He has the Garbodor with the Float Stone, and he's just going to use Mega Mewtwo's attack. Or I'm sorry, that is a regular Mewtwo. It's going to do Shatter Shot for 40 damage because Zoroark is resistant to Psychic. So definitely not the most explosive turn for Corey there. I'm sure he would have loved to just attacked with a Mega Mewtwo to knock out the Zoroark. But now he's definitely in a tricky situation. He needs to... Okay, he has Mega Turbo. If he can find a way to use the damage change ability with the regular Mewtwo... Okay, he actually does have... Okay, he has energy. He's going to use... Wait. I don't know if I like what Corey did there. I'm not sure if it would have made a difference. I'm not sure how many Pokemon were in the discard. But if Corey had used Mewtwo's damage change attack, it would have actually put 100 on Alex's Zoroark, which knocked it out, and it would have taken the 40 from the Zoroark back on it. Again, I'm not sure how much damage or how many Pokemon was in Alex's discard, but I definitely think that would have been a better play because your Mewtwo would have only had 40 damage on it as opposed to 100. So 60 damage difference could have made a big difference. But again, I'm not sure what was in Alex's discard, so maybe he had the knockout either way. I'm not sure. But here we're going to go on to game 2. Alex is going to take the first one, like I said. Corey, no doubt, will want to go first here, just to try to get his board set up before Alex does. If you can get Garbodor, again, I think that's going to be a big card here. And his hand does not look too good, I hate to say. So let's see what he has. He does have a Trubbish. He's going to attach a Psychic Energy. That's how you know you're in a bad spot. Here he's going to Shaman. Okay, and he's going to play an N. The only big downside is that he has a Mewtwo Spirit Link on this Trubbish. So usually you want a Float Stone on your Garbodor because it has a huge retreat cost. Even the basic Trubbish has a 2 retreat. So that's going to be really problematic, but I understand why Corey did it. You know, he had to play his hand down. He needed to draw cards off Shaman. But here's just going to pass to not even a regular Mewtwo. This is not what he wants to see, I'm sure. So he's going to Shaman for 1, it looks like. And he's going to Sycamore. Oh my god! He has to Sycamore 3 double colorless energy away. That is depressing. So, okay, that's the one thing Corey does have going for him right now, is that Alex has no DCEs left in the deck unless he uses Special Charge. But here he's going to use Shaman's Sky Return to do 30 damage and put it back in his hand. So he does have Garbodor, which is nice at the least. And he is going to end. Well, the only downside about this now is that Garbodor is pretty much guaranteed to be stuck in the active spot, unless, of course, Corey does have a double Colorless Energy to manually retreat, but I'm sure he would much rather have that stuff on his own Mewtwo's if possible. So does he see a Trainer's Mail? Oh my god. So no Ultra Balls, no Mewtwo's. This is not going his game, or not going his way at all right now in this game. So Corey's got to be frustrated. He's made all the way to the finals now. He's fought through, I think it was 5 Swiss rounds and all of his top cut matches, and his deck's just not doing too much. But Alex does have a special charge that allows him to get 2 special energy out of his discard pile back into his deck. Then he's going to Ultra Ball, getting rid of, looks like a Shaman, and he's thinking, do I want to get rid of Mew? But he's going to get rid of this Zoroark because he wants to keep that Mew because of the Mewtwo. Corey's Mewtwo's, that way he can hit it for weakness. But I'm not sure if he remembered, but the Garbodor does have that Spirit Link on it, so Mew actually would be shut off. So I actually maybe would have preferred the Mew to hit the discard instead, since Zoroark is still a decent attacker even without its ability. So he's going to Acrobike, getting rid of an N, keeping the double Colorless Energy, and he's going to do probably just Sycamore here. Okay, so he was going to get rid of the Mew either way, so that seems fine to me. Here he's going to retreat, and it looks like just take a knockout on the Garbodor. And what does Corey have here? He really needs something this turn. And he gets a Parallel City, so this is not... Well, the one good thing about it is he can potentially play down the Parallel City. He does need to discard his Shrine of Memories that is in play. That's the only thing he does need to take care of on his board there. And still no sign of a Mewtwo anywhere. Or an Ultra Ball, so... No Mewtwo, no Hoopa, no nothing. So this is just terrible for Corey. I'm sure he's super, super frustrated. He really needs to hope that this Vespiquen cannot take a knockout this turn. I mean, he could bench that Shaman in his hand. But here he's going to just to sacrifice it kind of here. See, if I'm actually Corey, I may have chosen to put the Parallel City facing the other way to reduce the Vespiquen's damage output. I'm not sure how many Pokemon are in the discard, but if it's close to the 110 range, I think it would have been good to, reduce the Vespiquen's damage output. Because the red side of Parallel City, it reduces damage by Fire, Grass, and Water Pokemon by 20. Okay, so here Alex is going to just Sycamore his hand away. And okay, he is going to use Farewell Letter to draw a card. And then he is going to knock out the Shaman with Be Revenge. And this is start off. He has to Sycamore 2 Mega Turbos, then DCE away. He finally hits an Ultra Ball at the very least. That's the one thing he has going for him right now. So he's going to grab a Hoopa to grab Mewtwo. Okay, he's going to grab 3 Mewtwo's there, just to thin them out of the deck. He's probably thinking, it's about time I got some Mewtwo's on my board. So he's going to get a Spirit Link down. I'd imagine we'll see... Okay, he is going to Sky Return. He did not attach his energy for turn, though. So I would have definitely liked to have seen that Psychic Energy in his hand get attached, but let's see what happens. Alex is going to discard a couple cards off of Ultra Ball. He's thinking about grabbing that Unknown. I'm not sure how many Pokemon are in his discard pile, but he might be getting close to the 170 range as far as the damage he needs to do. Because I believe that's how much Mewtwo EX has. Let's use Farewell Letter again. Acrobike, so let's see. Okay, he is going to opt to keep the Zoroark that he drew. He's going to use Klefki to attach that to his Vespiquen, so definitely a good play there. And he does have Vespiquen, so he could potentially Sycamore, but I'm not sure how close he is to taking a knockout. But I think this is fine too. I think he's fine just to two-shot a Mewtwo, that's no big deal. So here he's going to attach a double colorless energy, and it looks like he has a Mega Mewtwo there. He does need to maybe Lysander something else though. Maybe that Comey. I think that's the only thing he can take a knockout on this turn, so I think he needs to do that. Okay, so he's just going to end. The thing he can also do is have this double colorless on his Mega Mewtwo, and then just retreat into the Hoopa since it has free retreat. So the only upside to being this far behind on prizes in the game is that your ends are actually very powerful at this stage. He actually does have a Mega Turbo, but I don't know if he wants to keep putting energy on this thing, just because, you know, the Vespiquen has the Klefki, but here he is just going to retreat and put the Hoopa active, so I think that's fine. Okay, so what does Alex have? I think I did see a Vespiquen in his hand, so he will have some options no matter what, if I did see correctly. So he is going to grab a Sycamore, getting rid of those two. I would have maybe preferred to see the Unknown hit the bench though, that way you could still use Farewell Letter to draw an extra card. But either way, I think Alex is in a fine spot at this point in the game. Okay, and here he is just going to be Revenge. And I think they thought that was the last prize of the game. He still had one left, but I think Corey was just like, you know what, man? Like, it's not looking good for me. We can just end it here. So, again, I feel bad for Corey because he fought so hard, and you know, I know Corey personally. He's been so close to winning a League Cup lately, but he keeps getting knocked out in the finals. But nevertheless, congratulations to both players. They both, you know, made it all the way to the finals, and congrats to Alex on winning, and thanks to Narf and Cram Sports and Memorabilia for hosting the event. But as usual, guys, if you like this video, check out the other ones we upload if you haven't seen those. But anyways, feel free to like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out our merch over at rarecandytcg.com. If you can pick up something to help support the channel, it'd mean a lot to us. But with that, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you for the next one.